Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Spring 2019 Convocation of the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication at Arizona State University. Please recognize the faculty and special platform party guests of the Walter Cronkite School. Please join us in welcoming the Spring 2019 graduating class of the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
We got great seats. We have the floor seats.
Graduates, please be seated. Presiding over these ceremonies will be Christopher Callahan, Founding Dean of the Cronkite School and Vice Provost of Arizona State University. Dean Callahan.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome. People often ask me, what makes the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication such a special place? Well, you can start with the women and men seated behind me this evening. A collection of world-class media scholars and award-winning professional journalists and communicators. Quite simply, the best journalism faculty in the United States. There's our building, a state-of-the-art media complex that is the envy of universities and news organizations around the country. There's our location in Phoenix, right in the heart of the nation's 5th largest city. There are all of the student media opportunities that our students take such smart advantage of. Organizations such as the Blaze and the State Press, Downtown Devil, Cronkite Cup, Cronkite Sports Network, and a growing array of other opportunities. There are internships. Last year alone, Cronkite students completed nearly 500 professional internships around the state, region, country, and world. Some would say the signature of the Cronkite School is our deep immersion professional programs, such as Cronkite News, the multimedia news organization of Arizona PBS, with working daily news bureaus in Phoenix, Washington, and Los Angeles. The Public Relations Lab, the New Media Innovation and Entrepreneurship Lab, Digital Audience Engagement Lab, Cronkite Noticias, and so many others. But what makes the Cronkite School such a special place? What makes it so distinctive? Its single most distinguishing characteristic is you, our students. You've certainly excelled in the classroom. Tonight, 147 of our graduating seniors, about half of the graduating class, is graduating tonight with high academic honors. 48 of you are graduating also from the Barrett Honors College. 20 are graduating with 2 undergraduate degrees, and we have with us tonight in the graduating class 3 Fulbright scholars. But you've also excelled in the newsrooms and the professional experiences that you've had. Last week, the Society of Professional Journalists announced that the Cronkite School had the most national Mark of Excellence awards of any university in the country, and I will add that is the 10th time in the last 14 years that our Cronkite students have finished first nationally in SPJ. Also last week, it was announced that Cronkite students won the Robert F. Kennedy Collegiate Journalism Award. There is one of these given out each year. This is the 4th time the Cronkite School students have won this award, more than any university in the country. And in the Hearst Journalism Awards, often called the Pulitzer Prizes of college journalism, the Cronkite School students have finished in the top 10 in every category, and next month, 5 of our Cronkite School students will be flying to San Francisco to compete in the National Hearst competition, the most of any university in the country. You're smart, dedicated, passionate, talented, hardworking, creative, collaborative, and innovative. You inspire us each and every day. And it has been a great privilege to call you Cronkite School students, and in just a few short minutes, it will be an honor to call you Cronkite School alumni. Before introducing our platform party, we'd like to recognize a very special group that is with us this evening. To all the parents in the audience who have entrusted us with the most precious part of their lives, their daughters and sons, we say to you, congratulations on a job well done. Will the mothers and fathers of today's graduating students please rise so we can salute you? Serving as our announcer tonight is Mr. Connect, Michael Wong, Director of Career Services at the Mr. Wong will now introduce our platform party.
Please rise when your name is called and remain standing until we have completed the row. And audience, please hold your applause until each row has been introduced. Thank you. Seated in the first row, Assistant Dean Rebecca Blatt, Assistant Dean Jessica Pucci, Arizona PBS General Manager Mary Mazer, Christine Dodds, Senior Vice President of Broder Partners and tonight's Cronkite Endowment Board Representative, Lauren Gilger, host and producer of KJZZ Phoenix's The Show and tonight's alumni representative, Senior Associate Dean and Reynolds Professor Kristen Gilger, tonight's keynote convocation speaker, Nancy Barnes, Senior Vice President for News for National Public Radio and President of the American Society of News Editors. Bryce Newberry, our student convocation Assistant Dean Bill Silcock, PhD candidate Jamie Bowen, Associate Professor Dennis Russell, PhD candidate Kirsten Pellizzaro, Associate Professor Leslie Jean Thornton, and Associate Dean Mark Laudato. Thank you, please be seated. In the second row, Melanie S. Alvarez, Executive Editor of Elemental, Professor Douglas Anderson, Professor of Practice Sadie Babbitts, Marianne Barrett, our Louise Solheim Professor, Maud Bielman, Executive Editor of the Howard Center for Investigative Journalism, Professor of Practice Paula Bolden, Luis Bonilla, Director of the Digital Audiences Lab, Associate Professor Sharon Bramlett Solomon, Cronkite News Executive Producer Christy Bricks, Professor of Practice Peter Bick, Lecturer Michael Casavantes, Assistant Professor Monica Shada, Sarah Cohen, the Knight Chair in Data Journalism, Professor John Kraft, Cronkite News Content Director Heather Dunn, and Faculty Associate Tom Fergus. Thank you, please be seated. In the third row, Catalyst Executive Editor Steve Filmer, Associate Professor Dawn Gilpin, Professor of Practice Mark Hass, Professor of Practice Vanita Hawthorne James, Retha Hill, Director of the New Media Innovation and Entrepreneurship Lab, Assistant Professor Syed Ali Hussein, Jim Jacoby, Director of Studio Production for Cronkite News, Kathy Kudravi, Executive Editor of the Sports Knowledge Lab, Brett Kurland, Director of Sports Programs and the Cronkite News Phoenix Sports Bureau, Kay Hazel Kwan, newly promoted to Associate Professor, Cronkite News Executive Editor Christina Leonard, Susan Lisovich, the Donald W. Reynolds Visiting Professor of Business Journalism, Professor of Practice Jason Manning, Associate Professor Fran Matera, Professor of Practice John Meisner, and Frank Manjam, the Knight Professor of Practice for TV News Innovation. Thank you, please be seated. In the fourth row, Assistant Professor Jacob Nelson, Mia Parrish, the Sue Clark Johnson Professor in Media Innovation and Leadership, Carnegie Knight News 21 Executive Editor Jackie Petchel, Lecturer Mark Rita, Assistant Professor Seda Reed. Walter V. Robinson, the Edith Kinney Gaylord Visiting Professor in Investigative Journalism. Southwest Borderlands Initiative Professor Rick Rodriguez. Vanessa Reese, Director of Cronkite News, Borderlands. Joe Rusamano, newly promoted to full professor. Southwest Borderlands Initiative Professor Fernanda Santos. Public Relations Lab Director Lisa Schmidtke. Lori Todd, Director of the Cronkite News Digital Desk. Frank Russell Chair Julia Wallace. And Lecturer Maureen West. Thank you. Please be seated.
It is my great honor to introduce this evening's keynote convocation speaker. Nancy Barnes is the Senior Vice President for News at National Public Radio in Washington, President of the American Society of News Editors, and a member of the Pulitzer Prize Board. At NPR, Ms. Barnes leads a team of more than 400 journalists across the United States and in 17 international bureaus, with the absolute conviction that journalism can and must make a difference in people's lives. Before joining NPR last year, she was the editor and executive vice president of the Houston Chronicle, the first woman to hold that position in the newspaper's 112-year history. At the Chronicle, Ms. Barnes led the newspaper to its first Pulitzer Prize, in addition to 2 Pulitzer finalists. Before joining the Chronicle, Ms. Barnes was the editor and senior vice president of the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, leading that paper to the 2013 Pulitzer Prize for local reporting. Earlier, the University of Virginia and University of North Carolina graduate spent 10 years as an editor of the News and Observer in Raleigh, North Carolina. At NPR, Ms. Barnes is focusing on stories that are overlooked by other media outlets, encouraging her reporters to go outside of Washington to bring to listeners the stories that are most critical to our nation. It is my great honor and privilege to welcome our keynote convocation speaker this evening, Ms. Nancy Barnes.
Thank you for those kind words, Dean Callahan. What a fabulous program you all have built together, the students, the faculty, and Dean Callahan. It is indeed the envy of the journalism education community. So, hello, class of 2019. It is a privilege and honor to be here celebrating with you today. Since Dean Callahan invited me to join you for this happy occasion, I have pondered what message I could deliver that could be meaningful fully 40 years after I started college as a 17-year-old freshman several lifetimes ago. One of my daughters advised, they want to hear a note of hope and optimism, not how bad the world is. A colleague recalled her college commencement address. All I remember, she said, is that he talked about love, and it was wonderful. Optimism, hope, love, these are, in fact, enduring ideals that transcend our generations and are desperately needed during these trying times. And so I want to share with you what I hope is a message of optimism, hope, and love, imbued with some advice born of a few decades of experience navigating our increasingly complicated world. Now, I'm a long-form journalist at heart, but I've learned to adapt to a world that often wants its information in digestible bites. So here I'm going to give you my lifetime of advice boiled down to a countdown. This format has the added bonus of letting you know when the speaker is finally about to sit down. So, starting at number 10, embrace rapid change. The world has changed dramatically since I was a college student, with dial-up landlines and typewriters, for God's sakes, on which I painstakingly crafted my earliest stories as a reporter. Some of you probably haven't even seen these machines. Yes, you are thinking, she is a dinosaur. But what do we know about the dinosaurs? They changed, evolved, and adapted to their environment until a meteor, we think, came crashing down. I've had to evolve from writing on typewriters to embracing word processors to the most complex content management systems, and now from reporting primarily in the written word to the spoken word. I've moved from a world of massive computers that filled an entire room to the internet age and cell phones and wearable devices that perform faster than any computer we have had available to us decades ago. The change we have seen is mind-boggling, but it is nothing to what is in front of us. This current generation, your generation, will face an ever-accelerating pace of change in ways that will leave you breathless. We may soon see the age where what you think appears automatically on a page. Can you imagine? Success will depend on your ability to lean into change, to bravely and indeed happily face the future and not rage against it. To quote from a character in Stephen Markley's debut novel, Ohio, the world you see today and the world you will see at the upper spans of your lifetimes, well, it will amaze you. The changes you will experience, the chances you will have to shape those changes, I just cannot stress how astonishing and astounding and joyful an opportunity it will be. Number 9, hold fast to your principles and find your guiding compass amid all this disruptive change. You can adapt how you work, how you live, your politics, your environment, and even who you love. But know your own true north so that when pressures come for you to fudge on principles, and those pressures will come in ways that you cannot anticipate. Have you heard of Michael Cohen? Know when to compromise and when to stand your ground, or even leave if you must. Build an internal moral compass that guides you. Number 8, open your minds and hearts. We live in an era in which we Americans have taken to silos of thought that don't leave room for differences or dissent. You can only be a fully formed and a fully informed citizen of this world if you expose yourself to new people, new ideas, new ways of thinking, and then actively choose your own point of view rather than have it chosen for you. This is nonpartisan advice. Number 7, don't be afraid to fail. This seems counterintuitive when you are just starting out. You've grown up your entire life, no doubt, being urged to be successful, to pass that test, to score that goal, to make those connections, to land that job. But success also demands that we learn from our mistakes. Success demands that we take a lot of chances. The best business people I know have had a few spectacular failures and then got back up and tried again. Failure is, in fact, a stepping stone to success. Number 6, recognize that we didn't all start at the same place in life, and some of those among us here today had to work harder and will continue to have to work harder to get ahead. Some of you had parents who were college graduates. Some of you are first-generation college students who worked while you went to school. And because I'm in Arizona, I suspect that some of you may be dreamers. Some of you grew up never having to think about money, and others always worried about how to pay the bills. We have an entire generation of college students today who are homeless. Just this week, I was reading a report on hunger among college students. I will tell you, and I usually don't tell many people this, my family was not educated. My mother earned her GED as an adult, and we were immensely proud of her for that. We didn't have much money either, and I am successful today because I had access to a great education, all of it public, and a lot of people who cheered me on. The tendency to judge and kick those still trying to climb the economic ladder in America is one of the most puzzling things I have seen in our country. The American dream stands for just the opposite, that if you work hard and study hard, you can do whatever you want in this country. And so, and this is number 5, give someone you know a hand up. We live in a fast-moving, competitive world, and we are sometimes tempted to throw an elbow or take a heel to someone trying to climb the ladder behind us. Conquer that temptation, and instead, offer a hand up. You will always feel better about yourself in the end. And remember, as you move up, there may be a day when you're also moving down, and you might pass the same people you saw on your way down the ladder that you saw when you were going up. How will they remember you? How will they treat you? Personally, I take the most pride in the successes of some of the journalists whose careers I helped launch. Number 4, and this is a cliche, but it's worth repeating, be kind to your friends and colleagues and give them the benefit of the doubt, for everyone has their own struggles. I was getting coffee at our communal counter some months back when I was still in Houston and encountered a reporter who would barely look me in the eye. What did I do to engender his wrath, I wondered. A few days later, I learned that this reporter was struggling with deep depression, and I thought, oh, it's not about me at all. But of course not. It almost never is. Look to your left, to your right, in front of you, and behind you. These are your friends, your colleagues, and your partners in this fast-moving boat called life. Listen to them, lend them a hand when they need it, assume no ill intent, and offer your kindness and indeed your love. Number 3, recognize that time does in fact take place in multiple dimensions. It moves at an excruciatingly slow pace and at the blink of an eye, all at the same time. You can be moving toward a moment, moving through it, and then decades later, it will be just a picture in your mind's eye. Embrace this day, this moment, and these friends, and your future with the knowledge that time is ephemeral. And with that knowledge, you will live life more fully. Number 2, give yourself the gift of work that fulfills you, whether that is in journalism or business or education or the arts or public life. We're going to go back to that 17-year-old version of myself who walked up the stairs of the student newspaper in her freshman year of college and discovered a world that she loved, a world that has inspired her, that in both the span of thousands and thousands of man-hours and yet the blink of an eye, evolved into a career that I have never regretted, despite all of the tumultuous change I have seen. As a reporter, it was a gift to be able to walk out into the world with a notebook, tape recorder, and pencil, and ask questions of college presidents and US senators, former Supreme Court justices, and even a survivor of the Titanic. And also, single young mothers struggling to make it, the homeless, survivors of fires and war and famine and multiple hurricanes. It was an honor to tell their stories. As a student journalist, I covered the inauguration of Ronald Reagan, which I can recall vividly to this day. I can even remember the lead of the story I wrote that day. And here I am now, decades later, directing coverage of the tumultuous years of President Trump. Though I first learned to love this profession as a storyteller and a writer, I now see it as a public service to ensure that there is enough powerful journalism to provide every corner of the country with access to the information it needs so that we, as journalists, uphold our responsibilities to the First Amendment, and that we tell the American people not what they want to hear, but what they need to hear, and what they need to know to live in a free society. Finally, I share one last piece of advice in the form of a favorite quote of mine from Helen Keller, who squeezed every bit of life out of what was offered to her. Life, she wrote, is an adventure, or it is nothing at all. Class of 2019, my greatest wish for you is a life of adventure. Make it a spectacular one. So when that blink of an eye comes and you are living in the future that looks like today's science fiction, reflecting back at a lifetime, you will feel that it was a life to be proud of, a life that you imbued with hope, optimism, and love. Congratulations again, and thank you for letting me be part of your evening.
Thank you, Ms. Barnes, for those inspiring words to our graduating students. Now, Assistant Dean Bill Silcock will present tonight's PhD recipients. Their faculty advisors, Dennis Russell and Leslie Jean Thornton, will hood the candidates.
Will the candidates who are here to receive a PhD from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication please come forward? Dean Callahan, in accordance with the recommendation of the faculty of the Cronkite School, please recognize these candidates who have successfully completed all requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Journalism and Mass Communication. Jamie Bowen. His dissertation is titled 6 Post-9/11 American War Films Towards an Evolution of Non-Traditional Masculine Constructs. Kirsten Pellizzaro. Her dissertation, Personal Narratives of Health by TV Anchors and Reporters, Issues of Control over Social Media and Professional Expression.
Academic hoods communicate the owner's degree and school through their length and the colors of the lining and binding. The dark blue color of the binding signifies a mastery of the discipline of learning, while the maroon and gold lining represents the institution of Arizona State University. Congratulations, Dr. Jamie Bowen and Dr. Kirsten Pellizzaro. Now, Associate Dean Mark Lodato will present today's master's degree candidates. Senior Associate Dean Kristen Gilger and Assistant Dean Rebecca Blatt will join Dean Callahan in congratulating the graduates.
Will those candidates who are here to receive master's degrees from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication please come forward? Dean Callahan, in accordance with the recommendation of the faculty of the Cronkite School, please recognize these candidates who have successfully completed all requirements for the degree of Master of Mass Communication, Master of Arts in Sports Journalism, or Master of Science in Business Journalism.
As their names are called, the graduates will cross the stage to accept the congratulations of Deans Callahan, Gilger, and Blatt.
Shay Bridget Moser. Micah Elise Bledsoe. Skylar Jemin Snyder. Nicole Elizabeth Hernandez. Kara Carlson. Lisa Ann Travis. Alicia Maria Gonzalez. Ellen Pierce. Austin Allen Brown. Jade Nicole Yiban. Gabriela Ivana Revilla. Nicole Elise Nelson. Lindsay Nicole Klinkenbeard. Ashley Clark Mackey. Paola Sea. Courtney Balson.
Associate Dean Lodato will now present today's bachelor's degree candidates.
Will those candidates who are here to receive bachelor's degrees from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication please come forward? Dean Callahan, in accordance with the recommendation of the faculty of the Cronkite School, please recognize these candidates who have successfully completed all requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Journalism and Mass Communication, Sports Journalism, Mass Communication and Media Studies, or Bachelor of Science in Digital Audiences.
As their names are called, the graduates will cross the platform to accept the congratulations of the deans.
Quindrea Yazi. Chancellor Edward Johnson. Eliav Gabai. Austin Burnett. Harley Yearout. Michael Philip DeStasio. Autumn Nicole Jarrett. Ashley Thomason. Olivia Catherine Richards. Brianna Terry McKissick. Daniela Rudoy. Jennifer Catherine Gordon. Charles Paul Bramlett. Monique Marie Artis. Samantha Natalie Morales. Michaela Hall. Cece McAllister. Ariana Drayton. Claire Sophia Kelly. Demetria Mary George. Richard Girofalo. Zachary Pacale. Matthew Brady Lively. Robert Werner. Braden Bell. Kylie Dawn Meter. Taylor Renee Rocha. Kendall Meisner. Sarah Danielle Preston. Brielle Ann McDougall. Prince Will. Geraldine Latrice Hamer. Sophia Renee Quijas. Isaac David Wins. Mitchell Anthony Utencio. Alexis Brianne Potter. Andres Guerra Luz. Yvonne Arbayo. Lexus Diama. Matthew Joel Hobbs. Shelley Usuri Fry. Chelsea Sarton. Julianne Victoria Rose Armstrong. Karam Goffsey. Nathaniel Dale Thrash. Ethan Michael Millman. Keegan Kelly. Hannah Franklin. Caitlin Core. Bailey O'Carroll. Jordan Catherine Tower. Case Hilliard Smith. Catherine Pippin. Rachel Alessandra Arrow. Delia Johnson. Ethan Gaines. Molly Bowes. Misha Satskin. Elizabeth Graham. Kayla Dawn Beckton. Samantha Robin Curtis. Andrew Bell. Sienna Nicole Villa. Ethan Michael Kennedy. Alec Tyler Padilla Hendon. Juan Didier Escobedo. Matthew James Kling. Justin Campbell. Joseph Collo. Christopher James Fortney. Nathaniel Jacob Smith. Jordan Dana D'Souza. Josiah Destin. Matthew Stolboff. Jacob Tyler Lev. Ashley Marie Altman. Samantha Marie Lomibau. Haley Kathleen Brand. Gabriella Becerra. Sammy Giebers. Emily Giordano. Lauren Hope Sheeler. Anthony Matthew Totri. Marcella Marie Baeto. Robert Kraus. Andre Sims. Nicholas E. Welter. Stephen Van Dermy. Stephen Charles Ontiveros. Justin Matthew Gaither. Sabina Ellen Zofchik. Armida Marie Zapata. Eric Aldava. Nathaniel Ray Crater. Stephanie Nicole Camiso. Courtney Marie Richardson. Kimberly Rose David. Jessica Alvarado Gomez. Aaron Rosenthal. Alyssa Brianna Ruiz. Ricardo Reeves. Walter Antonio Penate. Zachary Vesledal. Shea Mustafik. Madeline Rose Holler Goff. Hadara Mayer. Austin Westfall. Israel Jacob Gonzalez. Daniel Carl. Jeremy Schnell. Cody Michael Fitzpatrick. Connor Michael Mangan. Claudia Lillian McCaffrey. Andrew Donald Pateg. Cameron Maxwell Galvin. Amanda Abbott. Quentin Russell Bingham. Martin Joseph Becerra Jr. Jacqueline Regina Ortega. Kynan Martin. Alexandra Casey Wolf. Spencer Molnar. John Ray Cardinelli. Aaron Kimball Sannett. Jacob Jeffrey Franklin. Eileen Andrea Bonilla. Hannah Rose Plotnick. Allie Catherine Phillips. Kayla Rose Philippi. Hannah Dement. Aliana N. Abraham. Luke Forstner. Brian Andrew Means. Caroline Elizabeth Johnson. Alejandra Perez. Jordan Andrew Conseco. Catherine Justine Callis. Jeffrey Griffith. Jordan Kay. Michaela Elizabeth Perkins. Blaine R. McCormick. Michaela Jordan Moorhead. Amanda Nicole Slee. Rachel Lynn Hoosman. Brianna Bradley. Lauren Jane Marshall. Joseph Killian McClatchy. Lillian Rose Donahue. Jacob Woztek. Austin Keith Alvarez Bundy. Sarah Beth Baxter Henney. William Terrell. Jeremy Barron. Sue Ellen Rivera. Stephanie Marie Morse. Carly Danielle Henry. Caroline Ruth Little. Corey Hawk. Gregory Patrick Harmon. Okichukwu Apakama. Carla Mariana Maldonado. Elora Inez Matiea. Ashley Nicole Carter. Caitlin Elise Lemley. Tyler Christine Green. Sunia Tandon. Jenna Lee Neff. Caitlin Finnegan. Joshua Oshima. Jason David Brown. Chase Bokey. Alexis Burdine. Tyler Christopher Dare. Nicholas Anthony Ferrara. Tiffany Melton. Michael Christian Schneider. Marco A. Cisneros Espinosa. Dominique Ziegler. Heather Joy Kopfer. Miranda Lynn Faulkner. Grace Fuerte. Kelly Doyle. Anthony Robert Ziola. Spencer Reed Pullen. Kevin Aaron Fleischman. Joshua Denver Shore. Vaughn Allen Johnson. Sydney Natasha Carter. Larissa Carbajal. Imani Christine Stevens. Allison Lee Snell. Anastasia Marie Koufidakis. Jordan Mackenzie Elder. Aiden Jessica Tarr. Gabriela Calles. Gabriela Martinez. Celeste Cruz Rojas. Francesca Olivaria Gomez. Cassiel Camara Clark. Amber Lynn Shepard. Emily Garcia. Adrian Marsh. Megan Nespor. Erica Lauren Figueroa. Caroline Elizabeth Veltman. Julio Cesar Lugo. Alexis Taylor Pappas. Bayon Jonathan Wang. Tavia Matheson. Eleli Elizondo. Alexa Cancelmi. Nicole Danielle Marcy. Brittany Brielle Amancio. Darielle Monique Johnson. Marguerite Mackrell. Skylar Mason. William Ricardo Everett. Lauren Elizabeth Hart. Marissa Riley Roper. Gabriela Del Rio. Timothy P. O'Donnell. Jacob Al-Sakaf. Rebecca Lee Spees. Daniel Michael Pearl. Jeffrey Dylan Darge. Veronica Camille Graff. Sydney Schwartz. Brandon King. Aitana Yvette Paraguayan Malari. Emily Mudge. Angelica Victoria Cabral. Brianna J. Frank. Carrie Lynn Orcutt. Roxana Ahmad. Riley Jane Robinson. Kayla Satterfield. Jamie Audrey Muldrew. Kayla Monet King Sumner. Steph Amaya. Jaslyn Renee Newsom. Julia Moorhead. Joshua Kotz. Kenyon Ozon. Isaiah Robert Wrinkle. Sam Ficaro. Christian Michael Thurley. Stephen Cusimano. Kylie Bryn Schultz. Logan Sherbuck. Nicholas Serpa. Holly Marie Bernstein. Ariel Elise Salk. Kelsey Moe. Thalia Marcela España. Nicole Schaub. Genevieve Hudson. Charisse Shockley. Jacqueline Michelle Madlam. Carissa Wigginton. Alexis Nicole Hermanson. Jamie Francis Byerly. Chloe Jones. Paulina Verbera. Allison Nicole Barton. Mia Ann Armstrong. Tyler Rose Peckham. Catherine E. Daly. Allison Christine Wadowiak. Anna Joyce McDaniel. Giovanni Flores. Cameron Ryan Steckel. Samantha Matheson. Avery Carlson. Ellen Ann O'Brien. Zachariah Taylor Willoughby. And Bryce Newberry.
Mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, grandparents, family and friends, please join us once again in congratulating the newest graduates of the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Thank you. Please be seated. We have several special awards we would like to present at this time. Assistant Dean Blatt will present the Outstanding Graduate Student Award. Will Ashley Mackey please come to the stage.
The Outstanding Graduate Student Award is presented to a graduate student who is nominated by Cronkite faculty for academic excellence and professional experiences. Ashley Mackey of Inglewood, California, is graduating with a Master of Arts degree in sports journalism. Ashley came to Cronkite after earning a communications degree at the University of Montana, where she was a student athlete. For 2 years, she competed as a professional tennis player, so it was only natural that she decided to pursue sports journalism during her graduate studies at Cronkite. She spent 2 semesters at Cronkite News as a producer, on-air sports reporter, and sports anchor. But she also discovered what she could do in news. She began anchoring the student newscast on Arizona PBS and covered both the late Senator John McCain's funeral and the 2018 midterm elections. She also was a key part of the National Carnegie Knight News 21 reporting project on hate crimes in America, a project that just won the 2019 Robert F. Kennedy Journalism Award for reporting on human rights and social justice. After graduation, Ashley plans to work in local television or sports. Congratulations, Ashley.
Assistant Dean Blatt will now present the Outstanding Journalism Dual Degree Student Award. Will Alicia Gonzalez please come to the podium?
The Outstanding Journalism Dual Degree Student Award is presented to the top graduate of the Cronkite School's dual degree bachelor's and master's program based on academic and professional accomplishments. Alicia Gonzalez of Phoenix is graduating with a master's degree in mass communication a year after earning her bachelor's degree from Cronkite. An honors student, Alicia has completed 4 professional programs while at Cronkite. Cronkite News, the New Media Innovation Entrepreneurship Lab, the TV Magazine program, and the Digital Audiences Lab. She also completed 4 internships with the Arizona Republic, KPNX TV, Anderson Advertising, and Allstate Insurance Company. Somehow, she also managed to find time to run her own videography and photography production business. In April, Alicia began working full-time as a strategic business communications consultant for Allstate's Southwest Region Corporate Relations team. Congratulations, Alicia.
Assistant Dean Blatt will now present the school's Outstanding Online Student Award. Will Shelley Fry please come to the podium?
The Outstanding Online Student Award is presented to an undergraduate student nominated by Cronkite faculty for excellence in the degree programs of Digital Audiences or Mass Communication and Media Studies. Shelley Fry is graduating summa cum laude with a Bachelor of Arts in Mass Communication and Media Studies. Shelley lives and works in Seattle. She finished her degree online while working full-time as a marketing and media manager for Expedition Trips, where she specializes in travel to Antarctica and the Arctic. She said she was able to almost immediately apply the data analysis and data visualization skills she learned in her classes to her job. Now, Shelley plans to take her education one step further, pursuing a graduate degree in communications beginning this fall. Congratulations, Shelley.
Cronkite School graduate and host and producer of KJZZ Phoenix's The Show, Lauren Gilger, will present this evening's ASU Alumni Association Outstanding Graduate Award. Kelsey Moe, please come to the podium.
The ASU Alumni Association Outstanding Graduate Award is presented to one undergraduate student in each college who exhibits exceptional academic performance, involvement in extracurricular activities, and service to his or her school. Kelsey Moe of Chandler, Arizona, has managed to fit more into 4 years of college than most of us could squeeze into 8. Kelsey covered the state legislature for the Arizona Capital Times and reported for the Arizona Republic for 6 consecutive semesters. Last summer, she was selected for the CHIPS Quinn Scholars Program for Diversity in Journalism and was assigned to the Republic, where she covered public safety issues. Kelsey will return to the Republic this summer as a Pulliam Fellow, another highly competitive internship program, and then she will stay on as a digital producer for azcentral.com. At Cronkite, Kelsey was active in the Asian American Journalists Association and covered government and justice for Cronkite News, all while earning top grades. Congratulations, Kelsey.
Kelsey, please remain on stage for the next award. Amber Shepard, please join Kelsey on the stage. Dean Gilger will now present the highest GPA awards, one for the BA in Journalism and another for the BA in Media Studies.
Each year, the Cronkite School recognizes 2 students who are graduating with the highest GPAs in the in-person Bachelor of Arts in Journalism program and in the online Bachelor of Arts in Mass Communication and Media Studies. The first award for the highest GPA in journalism goes to Kelsey Moe. In addition to everything you've already heard about Kelsey's accomplishments, she has excelled equally in her coursework. The proof? She is graduating tonight summa cum laude, and she is doing it with a cumulative grade point average of 4.25. Kelsey, again, congratulations. The highest GPA in the online Bachelor of Arts in Mass Communication and Media Studies program goes to Amber Shepard. Amber, who lives in St. John's near the Arizona-New Mexico border, is graduating summa cum laude with the 4.28 GPA. In addition to her mass communication major, Amber minored in philosophy. She is a first-generation college student who balanced the demands of work and school with motherhood during her time at ASU. And her 9-year-old daughter, Alora, is in the audience. Amber works as an English, writing, and philosophy tutor at Northland Pioneer Community College in Northeast Arizona, and she plans to remain there until she begins pursuing her next dream, entering law school in the fall of 2020. Congratulations to Kelsey and Amber. You may return to your seats.
Senior Associate Dean Gilger will now present the school's Outstanding Undergraduate Student Awards. Will the following students come to the podium? Mia Armstrong, Austin Bundy, Lillian Donahue, Sammy Giebers, Ethan Millman, Carrie Orcutt, and Imani Stevens.
The Outstanding Undergraduate Student Awards are presented to undergraduates who are nominated by Cronkite faculty for excellence in academics, professional experiences, leadership, and extracurricular activities. Please hold your applause until all the awards have been presented. Mia Armstrong of Flagstaff is graduating summa cum laude with dual degrees in journalism and global studies. Mia interned at the U.S. State Department in Madrid, Spain, at the U.S. House of Representatives, and at Slate magazine. She also worked for the state press and taught writing and journalism to Arizona prison inmates. Mia recently won a national contest to accompany New York Times Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist Nicholas Kristof on a reporting trip to Guatemala and Paraguay. Following her return, she will intern at the Marshall Project before going to Mexico as a Fulbright Award recipient. Austin Bundy of Northern Virginia is graduating magna cum laude with a bachelor's degree in journalism and minors in history and political science. Austin spent 2 semesters reporting for the Cronkite News Washington Bureau, where, among other stories, he covered President Trump's 2018 State of the Union. Many of you may also have seen him anchoring the nightly Cronkite newscast on Arizona PBS. Austin interned with C-SPAN, the CBS News political unit, and the CNN team covering the Mueller investigation. He returns to Washington in June to work for CNN as a news associate, and he also will begin work on a master's degree in legal studies. Lillian Donahue of St. Louis is graduating summa cum laude in journalism with a minor in Spanish. Lillian completed 3 semesters in Cronkite News, 2 of them in Phoenix and 1 in Washington, reporting in both English and Spanish. For one of her stories, she interviewed the former president of Mexico in Spanish about U.S.-Mexico border issues. She interned at Hawaii News Now, yes, in Hawaii, and at several Phoenix broadcast outlets, including KJZZ Radio and KPHO TV. This year, she won first in the TV news in the National Hearst Journalism Awards program. Next up, Lillian will be a multimedia reporter for the CBS affiliate in Charleston, South Carolina. Sammy Giebers, who is graduating magna cum laude in journalism, began Cronkite as a transfer student from Santa Clarita, California. She immediately landed an internship at CBS 3 TV in Phoenix and discovered a love for videography. Like Lillian, she had the hardship of interning at Hawaii News Now in Honolulu, as well as at the Arizona Republic and her hometown newspaper, the Santa Clarita Valley Signal. Sammy also did 2 stints in Cronkite News broadcast and recently won first in TV feature videography in the National SPJ Student Awards competition. After graduation, Sammy is heading north, way north. She will be a multimedia reporter for the NBC affiliate in Anchorage, Alaska. Ethan Millman of Los Angeles is graduating cum laude in journalism with a minor in history. Ethan reported for Cronkite News and completed internships at Phoenix Magazine, the Denver Post, and the Los Angeles Times. But he lived at the State Press. He joined the student newspaper as a freshman and worked his way up to executive editor. Under his leadership, the State Press was a finalist this year in the National Society of Professional Journalists Student Awards competition for Best Independent Online Student Publication. And this summer, Ethan will put to good use all those business journalism courses he has taken, covering the business of entertainment for the Wall Street Journal based in Los Angeles. Carrie Orcutt of Phoenix is graduating summa cum laude with a bachelor's degree in journalism. Carrie was president of the ASU chapter of the Public Relations Student Society of America, and in the Cronkite Public Relations Lab, she helped plan the PRSA Western District Conference. She also interned with the Donor Network of Arizona, the Fingerprint Agency, the Arizona House of Representatives, and Make-A-Wish America. Last year, Carrie received a scholarship to travel in Southeast Asia, and she contracted the travel bug, and now she plans to return to the region this summer, and after that, she'll be ready for real life with a public relations firm. Amani Stevens of Compton, California, is graduating summa cum laude with a bachelor's degree in journalism and minor in justice studies. She devoted 3 semesters to Cronkite News, reporting from the Arizona Capitol to the U.S. Capitol, and she completed an internship during every semester of college, including stints at TV stations in Phoenix, Los Angeles, New York City, and Washington. Amani plans to work in local TV news as a multimedia reporter. Congratulations again to Mia, Austin, Lillian, Sammy, Ethan, Carrie, and Amani. You may return to your seats. You may return to your seats.
Assistant Dean Jessica Pucci will now present the school's Top Innovator Award. Kayla King-Sumner, please come to the podium.
The Top Innovator Award is presented to an undergraduate student who has demonstrated cutting-edge ways to do great journalism. Kayla King-Sumner of Freeport, New York is graduating summa cum laude with a bachelor's degree in journalism. Kayla has interned 3 times at NBC News in New York and completed internships at the Arizona Republic and KASW-TV in Phoenix. At Cronkite, she produced for Cronkite News and helped reactivate the student chapter of the Association of LGBTQ Journalists. She's the creator of her own Instagram TV show about queer experiences that premiered on IGTV in New York City in March. This summer, Kayla will return to New York to continue developing her IGTV series. Congratulations, Kayla. You may return to your seat.
Assistant Dean Pucci will now present the school's Cronkite Spirit Awards. Will Jordan Elder and Chancellor Johnson please come to the podium?
The Cronkite Spirit Award is presented to the undergraduate students who best represent Sun Devil spirit, pride, and tradition within the Cronkite School. Jordan Elder of Kansas City, Missouri, is graduating summa cum laude with a bachelor's degree in journalism. Jordan shot, edited, and produced for the Catalyst Science program on Arizona PBS. She also served as host, specialist, and social media producer for Cronkite Cut, and she interned at KPNX TV in Phoenix twice. This summer, Jordan will be part of the Carnegie Knight News 21 investigative multimedia reporting project based at the Cronkite School. She plans to stick with Cronkite a while longer, beginning work this fall on a master's degree in mass communication. Chancellor Johnson of Houston is graduating with a bachelor's degree in sports journalism and a minor in African American studies. Chancellor has been a standout for 3 consecutive years in the Cronkite Sports Bureau. He served as vice president of the ASU chapter of the National Association of Black Journalists, hosted a hip-hop show on Blaze Radio, covered ASU for the student-run Walter Cronkite Sports Network, and anchored Cronkite Sports Live. He also interned at TV stations in Houston and Phoenix, at Fox Sports Arizona, and at ESPN. Chancellor will cover the National Track and Field Championships and the College Baseball World Series this summer for the NCAA. Congratulations to Jordan and Chancellor. You may return to your seats.
Senior Associate Dean Gilger, Associate Dean Lodato, and Assistant Dean Blatt will now present the Kappa Tau Alpha medallions to tonight's inductees. Will the following students please come to the podium? Mia Armstrong, Allison Barton, Jamie Bowen, Charles Blamlett, Gabriela Calles Monsive, Jordan Elder, Brianna Frank, Madeline Holler, Marguerite Mackrell, Kelsey Moe, Jamie Muldrew, Bryce Newberry, Carrie Orcutt, Kirsten Pelizzaro, Daniela Rudoy, Case Smith, Skylar Snyder, Rebecca Spias, Imani Stevens, Aiden Tarr, Ashley Thomason, Jacob Woztek, Robert Werner, and Jade Nicole Yibon.
Kappa Tau Alpha is a college honor society that recognizes academic excellence and promotes scholarship in journalism. Selection for membership is a mark of the highest distinction and honor. Graduates inducted today represent the very best of their class. The emblem of Kappa Tau Alpha is the key, the oldest symbol of knowledge and communication. The Greek letters mean the truth will prevail. The letters also suggest 3 English words: knowledge, truth, and accuracy. The Society's colors are light blue, representing truth, and gold, emblematic of high standards. Congratulations to all of our Kappa Tau Alpha inductees.
Associate Dean Lodato will now recognize the Cronkite School students who received the Moore Award at the university commencement ceremony yesterday. Will the following students please come to the podium? Mia Armstrong, Allison Barton, Charles Bramlett, Brianna Frank, Madeline Holler, Marguerite Mackrell, Kelsey Moe, Jamie Muldrew, Bryce Newberry, Carrie Orcutt, Riley Robinson, Daniela Rudoy, Nicholas Serpa, Case Smith, Jacob Woztek, Robert Werner, and Alexandra Wolf.
The ASU Alumni Association gives the Moore Award each year to students who graduate within 8 consecutive fall and spring semesters with a cumulative grade point average of 4.0 or higher. At yesterday's university commencement ceremony, President Crow gave the Moore Award to the 17 outstanding Cronkite School graduating seniors: Mia Armstrong, Allison Barton, Charles Bramlett, Brianne Frank, Madeline Holler, Marguerite Mackrell, Kelsey Moe, Jamie Muldrew, Bryce Newberry, Carrie Orcutt, Riley Robinson, Daniela Rudoy, Nicholas Serpa, Case Smith, Jacob Woztek, Robert Werner, and Alexandra Wolf. Please join me in congratulating the winners of the 2019 Moore Award.
Congratulations again. You may return to your seats. We would now like to recognize a group of Cronkite students who have excelled at the highest academic levels. To graduate cum laude requires a cumulative grade point average of 3.4 to 3.59. 36 of our Cronkite graduating seniors have achieved that honor. Graduates with the honor of cum laude, please stand so we can salute you. Congratulations. Please be seated. To graduate magna cum laude requires a cumulative grade point average of 3.6 to 3.79. We have 40 magna cum laude graduates with us tonight. Will those students please stand so we can recognize you? Congratulations. Please be seated. To graduate summa cum laude requires a cumulative GPA of 3.8 or above. Will the 71 Cronkite seniors who graduated with the university's highest honor please stand so we can salute you and your achievements? Thank you. Please be seated. Barrett the Honors College at ASU's downtown campus provides talented and motivated students the opportunities to excel and enrich their university experiences. Students graduating from Barrett have completed the required hours of Honors College coursework and have completed and successfully defended a thesis or creative project. Will those 48 students graduating through Barrett and wearing the Honors Medallion please stand and be recognized? Congratulations. Please be seated.
It is our Cronkite School tradition to give one of our outstanding graduating students the last word on behalf of fellow students. I am honored to introduce the 2019 Student Convocation Speaker, Bryce Newberry. I've been privileged to know Bryce since his freshman year. Bryce is a great student, graduating summa cum laude with a bachelor's degree in journalism and minors in both criminology and digital audiences. Bryce is already a great journalist, an award-winning anchor and correspondent in Cronkite News for 2 semesters, and he has completed 4 top internships in his 4 years at Cronkite, at 12 News here in Phoenix, at King 5 in Seattle, the Today Show for NBC, and the CBS Evening News in New York. Bryce has also been a great student leader. President of the ASU chapter of the National Lesbian and Gay Journalists Association, and president of the Walter Cronkite College Council. And perhaps most important, Bryce is an outstanding person of great integrity, values, and principles, who would have made Walter Cronkite truly proud. In a few weeks, Bryce will be in San Francisco with 4 of his Cronkite School colleagues competing in the Hearst National Journalism Competition. And then he will be headed to Austin, Texas, to start what I know will be a fantastic and impactful career in TV news. Please join me in welcoming your student convocation speaker, Bryce Newberry.
Thank you, Dean Callahan, and thank all of you and you for being here. You know, when I started reflecting about this speech, I thought back to some of my first memories with this class. And I want to take you all back to freshman year at Taylor Place. Most of us lived on floors 12 or 14, all fresh faces, preparing to embark on a new adventure. When the school year started, we'd go to the dining hall with our roommate and maybe a new friend or two. It was a regular meal. Get your food, eat it, and get on with your day. But as the year progressed and as we all started getting to know each other, the way we dined started to change. No longer was it a regular lunch. These meals became full-fledged affairs. No longer could you quickly get to the dining hall, eat, and get going, unless, of course, you were running late to 110 and everyone had to hustle with you. A meal at the Taylor Place dining hall quickly became a long event where we talked, we grew, and quickly started getting closer. I think this is when the class of 2019 started bonding as a family. Those meals at Taylor Place carried us through the years, and I've noticed it all along. You probably have too. Now, when you walk through the newsroom, the edit bays, the PR lab, or anywhere else at Cronkite, you hear that sense of community shining through. Things like, hey, can you look at this and tell me what you think? Or, wow, that shot looks amazing. How'd you do that? And you'll probably hear someone's great weekend plans as well. You can also notice it in our student leaders. I've had the great privilege of seeing it firsthand through the College Council, where these students work every week to make the Cronkite experience better, more impactful and more memorable for everyone who follows behind them. We didn't all have to be leaders here, though, to make a difference in the future. We're lucky to be graduating from a school that will make us leaders in the industry, no matter where and what the job entails. And let's be honest, leadership is important in the current media landscape. We have to stay true to the core values of journalism and mass communication, knowing that the media is often the target of those it's working to serve. We're also lucky to have gone to a school where we were a team. When someone shared their work or their latest reel, we came together and shared it too. And now, when one of us gets that exciting new job or shares our latest accomplishment, Twitter gets taken over by everyone expressing their excitement and congratulations. And I'll never forget when I was a freshman and got a summer internship at the Today Show. A few of those people I bonded with over a meal at Taylor Place made a special congratulations poster for my dorm door as a surprise when I got home that day. And it's no surprise, those are still some of my dearest friends today. Like any family, we inspire each other and lift each other up at every milestone. It happened time after time after time for the last 4 years. But the strange thing is, we're going into an industry that's rapidly changing. It's very competitive. And it's not a place where people will always unite and be so supportive. We've lived the last 4 years in a safe place where mistakes were allowed and care was abundant. In our next chapter, I don't think there's going to be Wallies to celebrate the end of a hard day's work. So as difficult as it may be, I hope the supportive nature of our class is ingrained in us. Don't get distracted by others' success. Instead, do as you've done here and celebrate everyone's success, but keep grinding on your own. And remember, this industry will take us all over the world. We won't always be at Taylor Place, but we'll always have Taylor Place, and we'll always have each other's backs. Prepare yourselves for some of the difficult days ahead, transitioning to a new life, a new job, and perhaps a new city. Prepare yourselves for the struggle that is adulting 24/7 and making new friends like you that you actually want to keep around. It'll be far from easy. Change is undoubtedly difficult, but leave tonight confident that you have all the skills you need to move forward and succeed. And when those struggles do come up, I hope you'll always think back to Cronkite and Taylor Place. Lean on your network, find friends, new or old, and have a meal, like the ones we had at Taylor Place. And remember the special family bond that we, the class of 2019, have created together. Thank you.
Thank you, Bryce. On behalf of Dean Callahan and the entire faculty and staff, thank you for attending the Spring 2019 Cronkite School Convocation. Please remain at your seats until the platform party and students have exited. Then join us in the lobby for more celebration and plenty of pictures. Thank you.